Dispute resolution board we didn't discuss. Then I have to check in that ERP then. Wait. Let me check. What we have discussed in the last class? Let me find out. Dispute resolution board. Yes. For section A. Yeah, we have discussed, right? Dispute resolution board. It is showing in the ERP uh, on 12th of November. Section A. 12th of November, we have already discussed about dispute resolution board, and it was the last class. Yeah. Okay. So I have find out that we have discussed about dispute resolution board, and we have ended the module 4. Okay. So today, today we're going to start the last and the fifth module of professional practice, law and ethics, and that is what? And the fifth module is what? It's all about engagement of labor in construction and law related to intellectual property. Okay, so the fifth module have a two part. In the first part, or in this class, we're going to discuss about the labor, especially the construction labor. Okay, and that means how the what is the responsibility of labor, and what are the requirement of being a labor, and some labor law. Okay, there are numbers of law that are related with the labor. Okay, for a smooth operation of labor work in construction. Okay, and in the second part we're going to discuss about intellectual property and intellectual property rights of an individual or a group of people or a company, whatever you say. Okay, so let's first, I'm going to share my screen. Okay, my screen is visible, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so we are about to finish our syllabus. Okay, so we are on the last module also. Not much have to discuss. Let's see. Okay, okay, I think this is module 5 class 1. Yeah, so here I think you can see the title of the topic, that is title of the topic of the module 5, that is role of labor. Maybe the word may be mistake. Okay, spelling, please check the cross check the spelling. So role of labor in civil engineering. Okay, so specifically we're talking about a construction labor. Okay, so what do you mean by construction labor? If you go by textbook, so that definition of that particular construction labor is what I think you can see here. A construction labor or a construction worker does physical labor on construction site. So it's a very general definition. So who does the actual physical work on the site, they are known as construction labor. Okay, a construction labor may prepare may prepare sites by cleaning them, loading and unloading materials, or removal of hazard. Okay? A general labor may also run some type of equipment or put together and take apart scaffolding and other temporary structure. So regarding scaffolding, it's an engineering term. I think you have got this word in building construction and material, isn't it? Okay, so scaffolding is kind of a supporting structure for labor or worker for construct in construction site. Okay, so if anyone still unaware of this word, please go in Google, find out the basic definition of scaffolding. Okay, I believe you have already got this term. Okay, so a general labor or construction labor have that work to create a scaffolding and to take apart the scaffolding, which is actually a temporary structure in a construction site. Okay? And they are essential to highway construction, building construction, and environmental rehabilitation project. So this is a general definition, or you can say a basic of construction labor. Okay? So if you search in Google or if you search in any engine search engine, you will find different definition from different point of view of construction labor. Okay, you can also search by that also. Now let's discuss about some responsibility. Okay, so in general we know they are the main team that actually work physically in that site, but let's discuss about in detail, okay, about their work and their responsibilities. So a labor or a construction labor, what they do, they okay, let's wait, somebody is waiting in the lobby. Okay, I have unlocked the meeting. Okay, so a construction labor, what they do, they operate and take care for construction equipment and machines. Okay, this is one of their responsibility. They have to take care of the equipments, take care of the construction equipments. Okay, so you have to, you as a civil engineer, you also must know what are the construction equipment are required. Okay, as a civil engineer, you must know this. I think most of you have, I believe, most of you have known this term, construction equipment. Okay, if still you have confusion, you can search, okay, and find out. Okay, construction equipment. Some maybe in Viva, somebody may ask you. Okay, so they have to take care and they have to operate the construction equipment and machines. Okay, next they help equipment operator, carpenters, and other skilled labor when necessary. That means they are also they also act as an assistant. They also act as an assistant for a carpenter or a skilled labor. So basically, the construction labor are not that skilled labor. Okay, they are not kind of a skilled labor. So they are act as an assistant. Okay, for a carpenter, which is a specialist in a carpentry work or other skilled labor when necessary. Whatever is a machinery work, okay, carpentry work, or any other work that is going on in the site. Then they have to prepare the construction site by cleaning obstacles and hazards. This is a basics general work they have to go through. Okay, cleaning the site, and if some other temporary object structures are there which are not important, then they must be cleaned out from the site. Then load and unload construction materials. So it's also obvious for construction, different equipments require different materials also required. I think regarding material also, you all of you are aware of that. What are the materials or construction materials are necessary for a construction, like cement, sand, bricks, okay, reinforcement road, isn't it? And any other materials. Okay, so the unloading or loading, all this work have to done by this construction labor. Okay, next, put together and take apart temporary structures such as scaffolding. This is already mentioned. Okay, Then remove and fill or compact art. That means in some area, uh, filling may be required. That means if some the ground surface is too low from the natural ground surface, if your site or construction site is at a lower elevation compared to their nearby road or highway road, that means if necessary, then you have to raise your site level to that particular road level. Okay, so there must be some specification. Okay, so there in that particular case you have to go for filling the art, or art filling must be done, so that the level of your construction site must come to a desirable level. For that you have to go for filling the art, and it is done by the construction labor under the assistance of a supervisor or under site engineer. Okay, in some areas, suppose in hilly area, like in your downtown university, initially it was a hill. Okay, so all the construction is done, most of the construction, I'm not talking all, but most of the construction is done by cutting the hill. So this cutting or removal of art is done by actually the construction labor. Okay, so yeah, then follow the instruction from supervisor. So it is also a very prime responsibility, or it's kind of a ethical part. Okay, so it's kind of ethical part, or it's a kind of responsibility that every construction labor follow his superior one, or you can say the supervisor. Okay, okay, then assist craft worker, then ready to learn from on the job training when necessary, if possible and if necessary. uh, a training session should be organized for the construction labor. Okay, then that construction labor should feel the responsibility that, and they have to update their techniques also. Okay, so they have to go for training if necessary, then perform site cleanup. So this is a very basic things. Okay, so this is the overall responsibility, you can say, the construction labor responsibility. Okay, you can also write in your own language. Okay, if you can understand, fine. So yeah, next we're going to discuss about construction labor requirements. That means for being a construction labor, what is the requirement? Okay. So in some construction sites, to be a construction labor, you must have some driving license. You must be uh, above 18 years of age as per Indian constitutional law. Okay. You should be a high school diploma passed, and you should have that ability, a physical ability for labor and other tremendous physical tasks. Okay, so you have to be strong enough for that laborer work. That ability to work in all weather. So of course, you also know that um, whenever development is needed, that the construction is done in that particular area. Okay, that particular site, it may be in um, any region. Okay, irrespective to the weather condition. Fine. So whatever the weather will be, whether it is not, I'm not talking about the rainy season, but especially we are talking about the too much heat season, or hot year, or hot weather season. Okay. So you have that ability. Uh, a construction labor must have the ability to work in um, all weather condition. Okay. Then yeah, a worker must be punctual and reliable. It's a ethical part again. Okay, it's a ethical part. Suppose one labor is satisfy all these things, that means a particular labor, if satisfy all these five criteria, that is, suppose he has a driving license, he is more than 18 years of age, he is also a diploma pass. Okay, he or she can do a physical labor and also can work in all weather. But if he is not punctual or reliable, so if it is not in him, all these criteria will go in wasted. Okay, he is not of use. That means he must be punctual and reliable. Fine. So yeah, again, like at the end, he must have some experience as a general labor in construction industry. It is preferable. Okay, it's not like everyone must be an experienced one, but yeah, in some cases, it is preferable to hire experienced labor. Fine. So you can also uh, get some idea about that labor requirement. So next, we are going to discuss about contract labor. That means they are kind of a system. It's called contract labor. That means for a particular work, suppose you are a contractor, okay, and you have some work to do for a client, but you don't have a labor. You in your side you don't have labor for to do the particular work. Then you can hire labor in contract. Okay, especially for that particular work. Okay, and they will be associated with you only up to that completion of that particular work. After the completion, they will move on and they will join another work. It is not your responsibility. So they are called contract labor. Okay, and they are done by some contract. Okay, all the uh, you know uh, payments or the duties all are decided via contract. Fine. So especially it is applicable in international construction work. Okay, that means you heard that some worker from India, for some people are India from India, they work in different country. Okay, that means say in Saudi Arabia, especially I'm talking about that Saudi Arabia or other different country. So they must go through some legal procedure. They must have some legal labor permits, something like that. Okay, so there are some contract between the company and labor. Okay, and this is called contract labor. Okay, so contract labor usually involves a company hiring an outside party to execute the labor for a particular business project. For instance, the company may have laid the plan for a production of a particular product. They may have all the materials and blueprint, but simply need a workforce in order to actually construct and package the product. That means all the other work, all the other things. That means suppose for a if I consider a civil engineering construction work, suppose for a construction building, all other means the permission of the building, the layout of the building, the design of the building, materials, whatever needed, the machinery, all these things will be uh, uh, you know take considered by the company or by the contractor. Only to do the work physically in that particular field, labor are required, and they are done by the contract labor. Okay. Yeah, a company will usually hire contract labor in order to save the cost. Yeah, from the contract labor also cost may be low. Okay, there is an advantage of that contract labor. A contract labor therefore involves the contracting for a large group of workers, often for a one-time job. Okay, it's kind of one-time job, and for a seasonal labor. One-time job means what? I already told you. It is contract labor is done for a particular job. After the completion of job, the contract will be over. So this is a legal document outlining the terms of the labor agreement. This may include the project time of completion, project cost, payment, and reimbursement. So this is also very important. Okay. So in a contract labor, what are the terms they take care of that? They take care of the project time of completion, project cost, payment, and reimbursement. All these things. Okay. Fine. I think regarding reimbursement also, similar. It is very similar. This word. After the work done, you can uh, during reimbursement, the work is done under your fund. Of, via reimbursement, you can uh, take the money from the company. So like that. So you can also Google it. You can find out the actual meaning of reimbursement. A very simple word, and it is very popular in this nowadays company. Okay. So yeah, this is all about labor contract, but yeah, some legal issue also related, especially in contract labor. So let's discuss about some legal issue to be considered when hiring contract labor. So we already discussed about labor law, isn't it? So when handling contract labor agreement, it is important to consider the various legal issues that can be involved. This may include immigration law issue. Yeah, this is very important. If you uh, if your particular labor is traveling via country, so there is an immigration law issue, such as aligned labor certificate. That means aligned labor certificate means between that particular two country there must be some alliance. Okay, they must allow a particular country must allow labors from other company. So there must be some understanding between the country. So there is kind of called alliance labor certificate and documentation. Okay. The company should also consider age-related issue like child labor law, then age discrimination policies and retirement laws. Okay. So basically, yeah, age-related issue is very sensitive matter for child labor law. Okay. So in even in India also child labor is there. Okay. So here even in the initial point also we have discussed that a construction labor must be above 18 years. Okay. So to confine that, there is a law. Okay, it's called child labor law. You can also search, find out what is this child labor law of India. So this is all this thing. Then yeah, there is a additional information is given here. Piecework. What is piecework? It's also one popular name in construction. So it's kind of a employment in which a worker is paid a fixed piece rate per each unit produced or action performed regardless of time. Okay, whenever you want to complete doesn't matter, but if for a particular work a price is fixed before that. Okay, that it is independent of the completion of time, so it's called piecework. Okay, it's a very additional term I have given put it here. So here this is all about labor, especially construction labor. What is construction labor, then what are the responsibility, requirements, labor contract or contract labors, and some legal uh, issue related to hiring a contract labor. Okay, so this is all about today class. Okay, it is clear, right? I don't think it is too much to understand. It's very simple to understand. Okay, so I'm just stop my sharing now. Great, then wait, let me stop my recording, then I'll take attendance after that.